begin the class, guys. Remember, you have to wear your uniform huge. That's not your uniform, that's your coat. Remember, guys, I don't want to give you tickets. Really, I don't want to give you tickets. Okie dokie, let's begin the class, guys. Good morning to everyone. I hope everybody's fine at home and also your family. Today's class, before beginning, I want to remind you guys that over here in the platform here, you need to complete, let me move this. You need to complete the vocabulary. It's already, Castillo, it's already, all the information is already in the platform, guys. Okay. Even though I know you have your books, I load up the PDF document. And also the PowerPoint, as today's class is already here in the platform. Please complete the vocabulary. As I said, I'm gonna give you like 15-minute class, and then I'm gonna give you time for you to focus on the vocabulary. And also it says, here are the questions. I'm gonna give you a few minutes for you to work on these questions. These are the questions from the assessment. That's on page 41. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 questions, okay? So try to complete all these activities, because next week we're starting another chapter. So please don't leave everything behind. Please try to keep on the rhythm of the class. This is the rhythm of the night. Oh, night. Oh yeah. Let me see. Okay. Okay. We're going to start the PowerPoint. Let me see. Here. Okay. So today's class, as I mentioned last week I play like 3 videos or 4 videos related to the different kind of economic system that exists, or that at least we're going to talk here in the class. Okay. Okay, now the objectives of this section. It says identify the 3 main types. These are the 3. I told you that there were 4, but here in the book we are going to focus only on these 3. Understand how a traditional economic operates, including its advantage and disadvantage, and the same thing is going to be with the other 2 systems. We're going to study advantage and disadvantage of the other ones. Okay, the common and the mixed market. Okay, analyze how modern forces are changing traditional economies. Okay, I think in this chapter we're going to focus only on the traditional system. Okay, now these are the vocabulary. As you see, there are only 4, so it's very easy. So that's why I said I'm gonna do this class very brief. For you to start writing all this vocabulary. Remember, we are starting 2nd trimester, so you have to fold a page in order to separate 1st trimester with the 2nd trimester. You have to fold a page, okay? As I said, the title is Introduction to Economic System, guys. This is the vocabulary: economic system, traditional economic, command, and market economy. Okay, now let's begin. The type of economic system. An economic system this is the definition of what is an economic system, guys. An economic system is the way a society uses its scarce resource. Remember, scarce resource means recursos limitados o escasos. Scarce is escasos. Scarce resource to satisfy its people's unlimited want. Remember, the wants are also unlimited, but the resources are limited. So they have to manage the scarce resources in order to satisfy the people or the population wants, okay, which are unlimited. Now, there are 3 basic types of economic system, and this and the one, and we mentioned it already: the traditional, the command, and the market, or I prefer to call it mixed economies, okay? A traditional economy is an economic system in which families, clans, los clanes, or tribes, like I mentioned, the tribes in the Eskimos in Alaska, or if we go to the Amazon, these tribes, or if we go to Central Africa, there's a lot of tribes still, and they maintain this traditional economy. Thank you. Yes, try and make economic decisions based on customs. Based on customs and belief that have been handed down from generation to generation. I think this is very easy to understand, okay? The one goal of these societies is survival, definitely. They only produce what they need and that's it. In order what? In order to survive. The only goal is survive and take one day at a time. Everyone has set rules in this task. So everybody knows what to do. Everybody has a task to do in this society. Men often are hunters and herders. Women tend the crops and raise children. They focus on the crops and the agriculture part and the stay at home taking care of the children. The youngest help with everyday chores like you do at home. Yeah, right. While learning these skills, they will need for their adult roles. They will need for their adult roles. Over here, there is only a group of advantage and disadvantage. Let's go over them. Advantage of traditional economy. There is a little to no uncertainty. So there's not uncertainty. Why? Because everybody know what you have to do. So there's no room for any doubts. Okay. Everyone knows what roles to play. And I mentioned over here in the previous lines. Everybody know what to do. And the third one, life is generally stable, predictable, and a continuous. Okay, so it's very exciting. Yeah, right. Boring, but that's the only way they know the life is. Okay, so disadvantages of traditional economies is tend to discourage new ideas and new ways of doing things. So if you can bring any kind of idea in order to improve the way the things or the traditional thing that you are doing, and if you try to bring it as something new, they discourage or they do not pay attention to different things. So they try to stick with the same thing that they have been doing generation from generation. So discourage new ideas is not acceptable. Another one, the sun is here. Just arrived. Another disadvantage is lack of progress. So everything stays the same. Progress lowers standards of living. Okay, only the basic standard of living, the basics in your house, your food. That's it. You don't have Netflix. You don't have Wi-Fi. Nothing. Okay. Okay. Now over here, they're going to explain what is the next one of the systems, and that is the command. That's the communism system, where the government is the one who's in charge of what is going to be raised or what is going to be what they're going to do or what they're going to what is going to be raised or crop or is going to be done in the society. Okay. 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 Let's see. In this second type of economic system, a command economy, the government decides what goods. They're the one who decides, not you as an individual. It's the government who's gonna tell you what to do. Decide what to grow or what goods or services will be produced or will be available, how they will be produced and how they will be distributed. This is Centella, she just arrived. People are arriving too late. Too late, Maria Cynthia. You're arriving too late. Okay. In a command economy, government official consider the resources and needs. They conceal the resources, but at the end, they are the ones who are going to decide of the country and allocate those resources according to their judgment. So they decide where, for instance, if you live in an area where you are going to you raise a lot of crops, then they're going to focus on in that. And if you live in another area where there's a lot of mines, then that region or that segment is going to focus only on mines. So the ones who's going to decide this, what to do, is the government. The ones of individual consumers are rare consumers, so they don't care. If you live in this area, you are going to focus, you're going to work on this type of labor, okay? Now, for instance, over here, they bring two examples. North Korea and Cuba are current example of command economies. These are examples of commands economies. North Korea, Cuba, and actually, I think Venezuela, Nicaragua, because the government is the one who takes decisions, okay? Before the collapse of communism in Europe, countries such as Soviet Union or USSR, Poland or East Germany also were command economies. They used to be. Poland is not Poland anymore. It has another name. Now, let's check it out, all the advantages and disadvantages of the command economy. We studied already the traditional economy, and we studied the advantage of disadvantage of traditional economy. Now let's see the advantage and disadvantage of command economy, guys. Now, advantages. Economy can change direction drastically in a relatively short time. Why? Because they are not going to discuss it, or they are not going to talk, for instance, with the private sector, because there's no private sector. They are the only one who are in the market. So they are going to decide if one day we are going to focus on, let's say, the production of diamonds, for instance, I don't know. So the next day they say, you know something, I think it's better if we change to production of oil. So they are the ones who decide what to do, and that's why, because they don't have to discuss or they don't have to consult with somebody else. That's why the relatively short time. The economy can change directions drastically in a relatively short of time. That is one advantage, okay? Now, if I ask you, what is it? Tell me what is the advantages of the command economy, and if between these three systems, you definitely, which are the system that make the changes quickly, the quickest decision, then you're going to say definitely is the command economy. Why? Because the short of time is relatively very brief, okay? So I have your phone, he just arrived, phone, where are you? Here it is. Okay, dokie. Social programs are available to almost everyone. Social programs are available to almost everyone. It means that social programs such as, like in Cuba, they provide you food, but they only give you just your tu ración, okay? What they think is considered for you to for 1 week or 15 days. They give you like tickets, something like that. So you have to go to the market and then you trade it, and let's see if there's food. That's another problem. Sometimes there's no food, or sometimes there's not the thing that you need, the toilet paper, things like that. So this is very difficult. So because the government is the one who controls everything. It's not like here in Panama or in another country. So social programs are available to almost everyone. Well, the only positive thing is that education is for everyone. So they try to focus on education, and the health sector. They try to provide a lot of doctors, medicine, hospital. So they try to take care of the whole population regarding this sector, education, and health programs, things like that. So that's the only, I think the only positive, some of the little things that are positive things in this kind of command economy. But the thing is, there's no democracy. That is the problem. You cannot say, or you cannot go against the government. Then if you do, then you're gonna get in big trouble. Okay, now these are the disadvantages over here. Not designed to meet the wants. Definitely, they don't care about what you really want or what you really need. They say this is what you want, and this is what you're gonna need in order to survive, and some needs of the people. Not incentive to work hard. It means that okay, this week I'm gonna work harder, and I'm going to ask my boss that because I work hard, I deserve a new raise. No, man. You can work anything you like, but you're gonna receive always the same amount of the same wage or your same salary. So they only work what they are told to work. That is what they need to do. That's it. They don't try to go or give that extra 100 miles, 101 miles. So that then they do only the thing that you were assigned to do. That's it. So there's no incentive to work harder. So that's one of the negative things here in the command economy. Now, the next one is requires a large decision-making bureaucracy. Requires a large decision-making bureaucracy. There's a lot of bureaucracy. While in the government, there's a, or you want to make any kind of paperwork, for instance, it has to go through different departments in order at the end, then you're gonna get any kind of answer, okay? Okay, let's stop right here, guys. See, tomorrow we'll finish the rest of the PowerPoint, but today I'm gonna play. Remember, guys, in your platform, you have already the vocabulary and the page where is the vocabulary located, and also over here, like it says, the assessment on page 41, questions, you need to complete question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They are very easy, guys. They are very easy questions. So please try to do it, okay? So tomorrow we'll discuss it. Please do it. Now over here, I brought a video that talks about the command. Let me see. That's very brief. I'm gonna play, and then that's gonna be the end. Command. Oh, this one. This is the command. Let's watch it, guys. Let's wait a second while this computer. Aha, here it comes. Omitir anuncios. Monday.com. Let's begin here.
Everybody in YouTube land, welcome to the Mr. Sin channel. Today we're going to be talking about a command economy. Now make sure to check out my other videos on the different types of economies, which will be on traditional, a mixed economy, a market economy, and there'll also be some on communism and capitalism and socialism. Now enough of the different other economies, we're talking about command today. So let's figure out what a command economy is and how it answers the 3 basic economic questions. Now, while watching the video, make sure to take out your guided notes. You can find them in the description below. I've created these notes to go along with the video to make sure that you understand all the important information. And when it comes to your test or quiz, you can just refer back to your notes instead of watching the video again. A command economy is when we have a central authority that is going to answer all of the economic questions. The government is normally what it takes the shape of. And this government will answer the what, the how, and for whom. They are in charge of everything. Individual businesses and individuals in the society have very little say of what's going on. Today, North Korea is probably the closest thing to a current day command, a true command economy. Now, communism will also fall partially under here, and we'll get to that another time when we get into capitalism, communism, and socialism. If you need to figure that out, check out those videos. But we're going to get into now what are some of the advantages to a command economy and what are some of the disadvantages. Now, like I just said, command economies answer the three basic economic questions with a central authority, normally taking the shape of the government. If you need more information on the economic questions, check out the video that I have on my channel. You can click the link on the top right now. But a command economy does have a bunch of advantages. It might not seem like it because you're being told what to do, but a command economy can actually change directions pretty fast. An example of it is the Soviet Union. They were able to go from a rural agricultural society to a leading industrial one in a relatively short period of time. Now, they did some things that are questionable, and we don't need to get into that right now, but as an economy goes, they moved pretty fast. Now, other advantages too is you don't have to worry about what you're going to do. You're kind of told. And there's a lot of public services that are offered for people at very little cost or to no cost. Now, there's a lot of disadvantages to this type of an economy, though. Now, one of the big ones is it stifles innovation and creativity. I mean, if you are getting told what to do at all times, why are you going to care? We start to see people lose incentives. People get pushed out of society. And while it can handle some bigger things and change pretty fast, it does an awful job at meeting the wants and needs of the individuals living in that country or society, wherever we're talking about, and it can't deal with the day-to-day issues. It has a very hard time grappling with those. And it also requires a huge bureaucracy that has to dictate and tell everyone what to do. And so it's very slow, especially again when it comes to these minor details. So there is some advantages to a command economy, but there's also a lot of disadvantages. And it's important to note both of them. We've seen societies throughout history that have used a command economy, and some are still using it today. And those are the main things that you need to know about a command economy. Make sure you understand how it answers the three basic economic questions, what are some of the advantages and disadvantages to it, and how the government works in this economy. That'll be really important for you to remember. Until next time, I'm Mr. Sin. Thank you for stopping.
Thank you, Mr. Sin. That's all for today, guys. Now remember, please try to work on the vocabulary and also work on the assessment questions. Okay, guys? Any question? Cox, Casey Cox, any questions? No questions. Jimenez, any questions? Mr. Javier Fon, any question? Pasan, Cedeño, no question, no one? Okay, guys, then see you tomorrow. Tomorrow on Friday. No, tomorrow, yeah, tomorrow, you're at 10 a.m. Okay, bye-bye. Please work on the assignment, okay, assessment. Bye-bye. Bye.